I'm going to answer all the questions that you guys have about the new Creator Rewards program. Do you have to switch over? Are there any new countries? Is AI content going to still work on this new rewards program? I'm going to cover all of that and more, explain what's going to happen for the future. Now go ahead, check the description. I'm trying to help 10,000 people grow and monetize on TikTok. So if you want to be part of the community, go ahead and check the description below. So the first question is, do you still need 10,000 followers? Yes, a lot of the things that are in the beta creativity program right now are going to be transferred directly over to this new rewards program. So some of the specifics: 10,000 followers, 100,000 views. The next question I got is, are AI created content still monetizable? And I'm going to break into the specifics more of this. There is a specific spot that says and talks about originality, and a lot of the AI content starts to fringe on whether it's truly original content or not. I think some of the specifics we'll get into soon will be around some of the voices and some of how the videos are created, like CapCut templates and those kind of things. And so originality is going to be one of those things that, although it might be original content, there's going to be a value based on what original content is. It just might be lower, which means probably lower RPMs for people here. So we'll go ahead and talk more about that soon. The next question is it available in any new countries? Currently, it is not, but there is a new program for special effects and effects on TikTok where you're able to create effects and monetize that way. There are more countries added to that, and I'll show a screenshot here of some of those new countries that you guys can go ahead and work towards if you guys want to go ahead and monetize with the effects and do it that way. Now, the next question is, do videos still need 1,000 views to be eligible for payment? Yes, as we've seen it here, they're going to transfer a lot of the beta creativity program rules over to this new Creator Rewards program. The big difference is the new optimized formula for calculating how much you're going to make. And the final question is, brother, what about tax information? Now they're starting to take taxes too. How do I join from outside of the US or UK without any tax information? Now, they're not necessarily taking tax information. They're not going to withhold taxes for you. You're going to have to do that on your own. However, there have been a lot of people on the beta creativity program that have just been typing whatever as tax information. I think with this new creator program coming, they're going to be able to nip that in the bud much quicker. I'm sure there's going to be strict rules around being able to receive funds without that information. And this is one of those logistic legal things that, for example, the United States is going to want to shore up as they continue to move forward with TikTok. So as we get to the new Creator Rewards program I have over here, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys really quick, if you guys don't know much about the beta creativity program, what it is, what it's about, and then I'll get to the Creator Reward program. This will be a really quick intro here, but the beta creativity program helps you get paid on videos that are longer than 1 minute. There are a few things such as being original and all of those things, but you have to meet the requirements first. So you first have to have 10,000 followers, 100,000 views in the last 30 days. You have to be 18 years or older, and you have to be in a country that is currently approved to be doing the beta creativity program, which is now going to be the Creator Rewards program. And you have to, like I said, post videos that are at least 1 minute long. Now, some other things as well. Here are some of the video requirements that a lot of people don't know. And by the way, all these things are transferring from the beta creativity program over to the Creator Rewards program. So these things are going to be the same as they were on the beta creativity program. So you're going to have to, the video's going to be 1 minute long. You're going to have the video be uploaded after you've joined the program. One of the questions that people are asking are the videos that we've already posted, are they going to be eligible for this program? And the answer is yes, everything's going to be a seamless transition over. However, the way that it's judged from March 18th, when everything starts, which is going to be in just a couple hours here, from here on out, that's when everything is going to be judged on a different formula that I'm going to talk about right after I get done talking about this. So if they also click not interested on your video, you don't get any rewards for that. Your video view has to be at least 5 seconds. But on this new creator program, you're going to see that where it says 2 out of 2 minutes here, the amount of watch time and for the amount of people that watch your full video is going to matter more. So the more that do that, the more you'll get paid, rather than just trying to get that 5 seconds in order to get paid. So there's going to be some different things there. This is where things get really sticky, and it's only getting more strict from here, right? Duet and stitches, they're not eligible. Watermarks, they don't like with others watermarks or TikTok watermarks, so you don't want to do that. Reproduce content from others with only slight modifications, including videos that are sped up or contain filters, fixed text, or stickers in order to manipulate the algorithm, manipulate the rewards program, right? And those are some of the things that people do with copyrighted content, NFL content, movie content. That's what they do. They speed it up, slow it down, put stickers, filters, all those things. So that technically is against the guidelines. Content that contains looping, single or multiple photos, or any text overlays. It has to be a video. So no photo carousels will be eligible. Also with lip syncing, copyrighted content with any videos, any music over a minute, they don't allow, especially with all the things with UMG pulling their catalog off of TikTok. That's a really another hot topic, right? And then your qualified views, they have to watch at least 5 seconds. They can't be artificial views. And you only start to generate earnings once you have 1,000 qualified views on your video. And these things are going to stay the same. Now, this is where it's different. And this is where I'll transition here from the Beta Creativity Program over to the new Creator Rewards Program. How are rewards calculated? These rewards are calculated once you reach 1,000 qualified views, and then your earnings are going to be calculated based on qualified views per 1,000 qualified views, RPMs, right? And so as you can see here, Brazil, Europe, Japan, South Korea, the US, those are eligible for the Beta Creativity Program. Now, how the actual RPM works here, your RPMs may fluctuate for several reasons, including video engagement, how much you post, the region where you're based and where your video is viewed, and the quality and authenticity content, as well as you adhering to the community guidelines. To increase your RPM, you should prioritize posting regularly, producing high quality content, and adhering to the guidelines. But basically, there are some things that you can get from this as well. Video engagement is mattered on the Beta Creativity Program. How much you post. If you're posting too much, you can only post so much before they believe that it's no longer quality and that there's something more artificial going on. That's for my faceless peeps who try to produce 5 to 10 videos a day. That's especially on this new rewards program, is not going to work nearly as well. The new Creator Rewards Program is leaving beta more rewards on quality content. That's what's been improved here. Enjoy increased rewards for original videos over 1 minute that have longer play durations, higher completion rates, and stronger engagement that's unique to you and resonates with your viewer. Okay. Now on the bottom here, there's going to be something really special, and I'll get to it. But more rewards for audience engagement. Collect more rewards for posting content that encourages viewer engagement, such as likes, comments, and shares. So not only getting qualified views, but also getting people to actually engage with your content, which means that's going to show more quality to them by people actually engaging with it. Now, the final one that I've been pushing forever is higher search value, right? And this is going to lead into this little bottom part here. Get rewarded for videos that correspond to popular search terms in which increases the value for searchers. So if your content has high search value and people who are searching find it valuable, you're going to get paid even more on this program. So the people that say SEO doesn't matter, hashtags and captions don't matter, that topics don't matter, that all of those things with search engine optimization on TikTok don't matter, they now matter. And not only do they matter, but they matter about you getting paid more. But this is the biggest part right here. There's this little tiny gray font here. You'll now also be rewarded when your account's advertising value rises as more of your viewers watch ads on TikTok. So they're not on that tells me your account's advertising value. So that means a couple things. First off, how engaged is your audience? Second off, how much is your audience watching ads? Because that's valuable to advertisers, which is going to make them more money, which will pay you more money. The other thing is when you're talking about account advertising value, what niche are you in? What advertisers would want to put ads over your video? Think about like YouTube right now. Which channels, which things, business, crypto, finance, some local business stuff. A lot of those things are where advertisers want to put their money. So if you think about the most profitable niches on YouTube, for example, these niches are probably going to be also very profitable on TikTok, because these big companies are not only going to promote and advertise on YouTube, but they're going to want to also advertise on TikTok as it comes. So understanding what's working well on YouTube is also going to be huge for the profitable niches on TikTok. So let's go ahead and look here at some of the top ranking niches. And this is also going to show some of the top niches, but also some of what the bottom make as well. And this is just an example on YouTube, but these top maybe 6 or 7 might do well, and the bottom ones might not pay as well depending on. But make money online is going to pay well, but that's kind of hard on TikTok because TikTok really doesn't like that content. But digital marketing, personal finance, obviously traditional finance, personal finance, crypto, those kind of things. Educational content does well. Tech and cars and gadgets is going to do well. ASMR and anything similar, but this one looks like it said it dropped from $10 to $3.50. So we're starting to get a little bit lower CPM here, but these would be the top 5. Some that are also that do okay in comparison, but not as well as the top 5 are going to be lifestyle, fashion, beauty, makeup, motivational, cooking, travel, fitness, bodybuilding. And then you get down to the bottom here towards like gaming, comedy, and humor. Those are not going to pay nearly as well as say like the top 5. And so this list here is just kind of showing the spread of some of the ones that are good, some of the ones that are going to be more in the middle, and then some of these ones that are kind of holding up a little bit lower. Now, that's not going to necessarily mean that that is gospel by any means, but those are some of the niches that are profitable on a format like YouTube. And if TikTok's trying to copy it, you're probably going to see very similar things from advertisers that are just going to continue to spread their budget out wider as they advertise. So let's talk about, though, the most important part, the final part here. What is the optimized rewards formula, and what does that mean for some different niches and some of the people that are getting paid on the Beta Creativity program right now, and how it might benefit you better or worse? The Creator Rewards program will calculate payouts based on this optimized rewards formula, focusing on originality, play duration, search value, and audience engagement. So let's actually break those down a little bit further as well. So you're going to have originality. There's going to be a lot of discrepancies on what originality is. So, for example, if you think about something like YouTube, YouTube doesn't like and doesn't pay for the compilations of TikTok videos. So you're not going to be able to just take people's TikTok videos and make compilations and make money that way. That's something that will not work. Also, faceless and AI. I believe as you start to use, people start to use the same voices, I believe that the originality factor, especially newly in this program, it might start out okay, but I think that originality value is going to go lower and lower and lower as people use the same 11 Labs voices, or as they use very similar CapCut templates, or as they use very similar video generation software and those things. So you're going to have to get a little more crafty on what's original. I know some of the quiz content and content like that's probably going to do much better. Content that's more almost like deep fake style content and AI content in that way. So you're going to have to be careful with that originality. And so originality was pretty strict with the Beta Creativity program. I think with the new Creator Rewards program, it's only going to get even more strict, right, as they continue to make this more advanced. So be really careful with AI. We're going to have to test it a little bit, but overall, I would be very wary that originality is going to be probably the most important and the first thing that they check from your videos before anything else. Okay. Now, once it would pass that originality, you're going to be able to see and get paid for something like play duration. Now, people have seen in their analytics play duration in 2 different forms: watch time, the amount of total watch time that people have because of your views, and dividing that by the number of average watch time. So if the average person watches 15 seconds and you have 1,000 views, right, that's going to calculate out to, 15,000 seconds, right? And then they'll be able to go ahead and do that, and they'll be able to judge your content that way. Also, with how many people watch the full video. So it might be that you want to be strategic with how long versus how short. So getting people to watch, a minute 5 seconds all the way through is good. We don't know how it's going to affect if you watch a minute 5 seconds of a 1 minute 5 second video or a minute 5 seconds of a 5 minute video. It may be very similar in terms of the play duration and what you get for that. But regardless, if their ultimate goal is to keep people on the app for longer, I believe that play duration is going to really matter. And obviously with, completing the full video, that I think that will matter some as well. But I think that watch time, total watch time, will be more important, and that average watch time, kind of how that plays out, because they're going to want to keep people more on the app. Now, this is the biggest one in my opinion, search value, because I think search value has the most to do with, one, not only some things that are trending, but most importantly, what your niche is and what's most profitable for advertisers. So if you're trying to find, AI faceless content, or if you're thinking about just starting on TikTok and you're trying to sort of pick a niche and pick a direction, I think finding one, like we talked about, that's in tech and gadgets, that's in social media, that's in personal finance, that's in beauty and fashion and lifestyle, I think you'd be just fine with, making money with those niches. But I actually think search value is going to be the way that you make up money against somebody like Alex Earl, who's a lifestyle creator, because she's going to get really good play duration, for example, but you can make up money with your niche and or the search value of your content. Is your content evergreen? If you do, for example, like cooking and you have some sort of recipe, can people use that recipe for a long time? Will that content live for a long time? Probably yes. And so that search value there, and you make a really good video about some sort of topic like that and it lives there for a long time, you're probably going to get paid from that video for a long time. So that's something to think about. When you're thinking about creating content, quality is going to matter, because if the video is going to live for a long time and it's going to pay you for a long time, almost like a real estate asset, right? A digital real estate piece where you have something that lives up there for a long time, it's going to pay you over and over again, you're going to want to think about quality. And then finally, audience engagement. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. Shares, likes, favorites, reposts, all those things are going to matter. With this optimized rewards formula, we're going to continue to see how this plays out and continue to see which of those four matters the most. Originality is going to be the most, but between play duration, engagement, and search value, between those three, which one's going to pay you the most? And I have an opinion that whoever has the highest ranking content in a certain niche that advertisers will pay for will be the ones who get the most money. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you want to learn more about growing on TikTok, go ahead and watch this video right here.